Hey guys, and welcome back to Vlogs and Frogs. Today you're going to be talking to me instead of Ryan because I'm the cool one. Just kidding. But today I'm actually going to be introducing you to some of my friends. Today you're going to meet Daniel and, well, Despero, but he ran away. So, let's see. Honestly, I've always been extremely terrified of rodents. Didn't like them, but I decided to give these guys a chance. We actually had a snake that we finally got him to eat frozen mice, so what were going to be feeders became my friends. So today I'm going to talk to you about my best friends, Daniel and Despero.
Best friends forever and ever, we're best friends forever.
So now that you've met our friends, let's talk about mice in general. So the mice you'll see in pet stores are house mice. These mice live for about 2 years, whereas mice in the wild live between 12 to 14 months. So that's a whole year's difference. Now let's talk about reproduction. So mice reach sexual maturity between 5 to 7 weeks. And female mice, whenever they're ready to reproduce, they'll give off a pheromone, and then the male mice will actually sing ultrasonic songs in response to the females. Oh, geez, it's bitey today. In response to the females, hormones, pheromones that you'll smell. And then once mice mate, females can have anywhere between 3 to 12 babies, which are also known as pups. And throughout their lifetime, they'll have anywhere between 10 to 15 litters of babies. Fun fact, well, not so fun fact, but if there are too many mice in a litter, the female sometimes will actually eat the baby if she's too stressed out. Or if the baby's sick, she will eat it. Not a very fun fact, but they do it. And for the record, female mice are known as does and the males are known as bucks. Just like deer. So now let's talk about their diet. So I read a quote recently that said, it's not what mice will eat, it's what they won't eat. So as you know, mice, you'll find them in your cupboards eating your food, pantries, whatever you want to call it. They'll eat just about anything. Now out in the wild, mice typically will eat seeds, grains, fruits, veggies, and they'll even eat insects. Ours really love mealworms. They will eat the crap out of mealworms. And house mice typically will eat seed mixes or rodent pellets, which have all of the nutritional stuff that they need to keep them going. Another fun fact is that mice are also hoarders. So whenever you put food in their cage or whenever they find food, they will hide it and store it for whenever they decide they need it more. So if there's just a time where they're not finding as much food, just running out of food in general, they will have food that they've stored up, which is why I never know how much food's in their cage because they just hide it all. So it's good for them, not for me. Let's talk about where you can find mice. You can find mice in almost every country, any habitat. They're durable little creatures. Some places you can find them, they like to live in piles of rocks, piles of wood, piles of leaves. They also really like to live underground. They'll make a little burrow system and they'll make a little nest. Some mice you can even find in trees, which I think is really cool because I didn't know that until recently. Fun facts. Another fun fact is that mice will stay very close to their nest. They will always be within 30 to 50 feet of their nest, and they're very territorial. Males will typically fight if they did not grow up together and you put them together. But you can typically house a male and a female together, and you can also house females together because they're pretty nice. So now let's talk about our friends Daniel and Despero's personal home. So right now I have them in a 10-gallon. They're permanent residents. They're actually ambassador species for our rescue. That's because they're super friendly and we just want people to get over their fears of little creatures like this. So right now they're in a 10-gallon, which is honestly pretty small, but did not expect to keep them as pets, so it's just their temporary home. So right now, their home is scattered everywhere, but let's go over what I got. So they got some sticks in there. They love to chew on these things. They also really love to climb on them. We bake them so they're free of every little parasite, all the dirtiness. I also put a bunch of little toilet paper rolls in there because they love to, well, first they love to crawl through them, and I also put toilet paper in the toilet paper rolls because that's what they like to make their nest out of. They love to, you'll see them all the time, grabbing little pieces of toilet paper and running it into their little home to keep them warm at night. And right now, this is where you will find them most of the time. They love to burrow in this. They actually have made a burrow system, and this home started up here, but they've burrowed the home down to the bottom of their tank. Pretty cool. Didn't really realize that until I took their house out the other day, and it's pretty crazy. They love to be all up in their bedding. We also have this guy. It actually came from one of Ryan's residence tanks, and typically I'll have this, pushed into the bedding, and this sits over it. And a lot of times you'll see them running in and out of this. They love it. They love to climb on it. I also have some more tubes in there that they use for their burrow system. Have a few little fake plants, but this is just their temporary home. We actually, if you stick around, have a plan to build a whole rodent resort. That's what I want to call it. I think it's pretty cool, but it's gonna house my mice, my rats, and even our hamster. It's gonna be pretty big. If you stick around, you can watch that. But that's all I got for today. So thanks for sticking around and meeting our friends, our best friends. Bye, see you next time.